This is my audience. Hi, my name is Sophia, and before we start, I have a quick question to ask. How many people deserve healthcare? Not who has it, but who deserves it. The answer should be easy, right? Everybody deserves good healthcare. Unfortunately, 8.6 of the average American reports not having access to healthcare, as well as 25% of immigrants and 60% of people experiencing homelessness. Today, we'll be going over the people in these groups who have been affected the most by no access to quality care and how we can help. Before, I listed 3 groups of American people who struggle the most without access to healthcare, but who in these groups are affected? Well, that's senior citizens, pregnant women, and people with mental health disorders. Reported by everymother.org in 2014, 19 million pregnant women reported having no access to health care. That's almost 10%. These women are likely to experience poor outcomes due to limited care, including fewer prenatal services, low birth weight, and placental abruptions. 73% of senior citizens reported not having access to health care in 2000, as a report of grahamcenter.org in 2004. Of these people, 55.5% were women and 45.5% were men. Of that group, 16.1% of citizens reported having delayed or no health care due to lack of insurance. With all of aspects involved, things ranging from gender to marital status can have an impact on whether or not these people are experiencing access to health care. Now, allow us to take a second to talk about people with mental health issues, a group of society that is quite often looked over. In January of 2021, Health Advisor reported that during the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, those experiencing depression and anxiety rose by 93%. Of that number, 11% reported having no access to health care. Millions of people deal with mental health issues, and while most are manageable, there are those that can disrupt life and lead to serious problems like addiction and suicide. Left untreated, many people may experience fallbacks in personal life, work life, and they may become a danger to themselves or others. The issue is common among people in jail, abuse help centers, and hospital emergency rooms. As you can see, these numbers are rising in these groups, and the more they rise, the more detrimental the outcomes may be. Just because you're not old, pregnant, or mentally ill doesn't mean that we shouldn't care. How many more people are going to have to suffer before you decide to get involved? Now, hopefully by now, you may want to help, and you're asking yourself what you can do. Well, there are many things an individual can do to help their community, both on their own and in a group environment. Companies and resources are available to help, and they may be in ways that you didn't even think of. Personally, there are many things that you can do. You can offer your time to take an elderly person to an appointment. Language barriers are more of a problem than you think. If you speak a second language, volunteer at your local hospital to be an interpreter. And finally, why not become CPR and first aid certified? You'll always be ready to help in the state of an emergency. Now, in your community, city hall meetings are a thing, and you being an advocate can be very helpful. You can speak on behalf of those who feel like they don't have a voice. If insurance is an issue in your area, why not petition for a free walk-in clinic? Imagine the person, big or small, that might benefit from having free healthcare whenever they need it. Or if you want to be hands-on, do a quick Google search for your local shelter and ask them how your services can be of help. Politician Roy Bennett once said, "Always have a willing hand to help someone, because you might be the only one that does." Chances are you've ordered a rideshare, taken a trip to the ER, or called a friend in a situation that needed help. Well, what if all of those companies had different opportunities? Rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft are always hiring drivers. Register and help someone get to work or an appointment so that they can afford the health care. Your local hospital will always accept volunteers, whether it be Mercy, Sutter, or Kaiser. And take a trip for something good this time. Your city government will have a website, I promise. Why not see when the next town hall meeting is? You don't even have to speak. Just listen and hear what's going on. Or take a drive to your nearest shelter and see if any of your skills can be useful this time. And finally, help hotlines are always available. Always have their number on you because you never know who's going to need it. SAMHSA helps people with both substance abuse and mental health. You can write this number down, 1-800-622-HELP or 4357, and give it to someone when the time is right. Just like a toy, food, or your computer, all of these companies have more uses than just one, and it took me all of 5 minutes to find out when and where I can help. People are in crisis and they need your help. Who are we to hide our values from those who are different than us? Whether you're a chef who can whip up a soup, or a coach who can teach athletics to underprivileged kids, or a doctor who can help someone after just one visit, everyone matters, including you. And I hope you leave here today wondering if you have done enough and thinking about what you do that can help more. Speak for those who can't and love those who need it. Thank you.